everybody. Actually, as mentioned in the previous presentation, Turkey is just thinking about whether to implement direct settlement system or not. So I don't have any experience about direct settlement system. So what I'm going to present is just our view about the direct settlement system, and I will not comment whether it's a good solution for any country or not. We will see. Since some part of this presentation is in line with the previous presentation, I will skip that part and try to explain what we are going to think to implement in Turkey. At the current situation, like in most of the countries, fault insurer should ask compensation from the non-faulty insured should ask compensation from the opponent car's insurance company. Now we are talking about changing the system and letting the non-faulty insurer approach to his own insurance companies. According to the legislation in Turkey, if this system is going to be implemented, insurers are allowed to approach to their own insurance company if non-faulty. All should apply to opponent parties insurance company, or if you have a motor casco policy, they can approach to their own insurance company when where the MOD policy is issued. We think that if the client has a motor own damage insurance policy, the behavior will not change. They will approach to their own insurance company where motor own damage policy is issued. So the only change will be for the insurers who do not have motor own damage policy. We believe that the claim settlement period will not be shortened, even if the direct settlement system will be implemented, because there is going to be a waiting period to detect who is faulty and who is not, whether the other party will reject the result of the accident report. Since the claim settlement period will not be shortened, even if the system is implemented, we believe that the behavior of the client will not change if they have a motor own damage policy. Luckily, we have an information center. All the motor policies, all the details are transferred, and all the claim details. So our clearing room, our clearing house will be based on that information. And all the statistics, all the average will be calculated by the data already kept in the insurance information center. Insurance company and maybe a body shop, maybe the client, maybe their agency will receive the claim. Then this report will be directed to the insurance information center. We believe that even if some countries do not have such a clearinghouse or information center, it is necessary, because insurer will have a right to approach any insurance company, whether to their own motor own damage policy, or if he is non-faulty, his own MTPL policy. So there is a possibility of fraud if such a clearinghouse or such an insurance information center do not exist. Then, if it's not exist, then there should be another precautions should be taken to prevent the fraud. Insurance information center will inform each party when a claim is detected, so that client will not be able to approach to any other insurer. Insurance Information Center will detect every claim if the insurance companies are a member of the direct settlement system. I say if, because in Turkey we are not planning a compulsory system. It's not going to be mandatory in Turkey. The reason is very simple. In Turkey, changing the legislation, changing a law in the parliament is a tough issue. We don't think that it's a good or bad thing. At the moment, we don't know. We will try to implement the system and we'll see the results. If the things will not go on as we are expecting right now, changing the regulation, changing the law will take time. We don't want that option. Therefore, we are planning to start the direct settlement system as a voluntary. At the moment, we ask the insurance company's opinion. It was expected to be sent at the end of the March, but it's going to be postponed for 2 more months. So we will see whether the Turkish insurance companies will be reluctant or willing to participate in the direct settlement system 2 months later, 1 month later, 1 month later. And when we receive the results, we will check. If the companies who are in the top 10 in Turkish insurance market are not willing to participate, we will consider this situation again. We believe that at least 70% of the market should participate in the system. Otherwise, we will not implement it. When we receive the results from the insurance companies, they will have a right to change their mind. But 2 years later, or maybe 18 months later, we will decide on the period. Because when we decide to implement the system, all the insurance companies should change their tariff. This system will affect the pricing. At the moment, you are not thinking about whether the average cost will affect the claim or not. But when the system is affected, it will affect. Therefore, it depends on which company in the system and which company or not. So all the insurance companies should be aware that these companies will be in the system and their actuaries will then calculate their tariff again for 1 year later. This tariff should be revised when the agreement is signed for 1 year later, because the policies will be in force, will be affected. When the system will be in force, all the policies in force and the clients who have a policy in force will have a right to use this system. We don't start with the only new policies, otherwise the data, the statistics will develop later on. We want to see the results. If there is something wrong about our calculation, we want to solve the issue immediately. Therefore, all the policies in force will have a right for the direct settlement system. Therefore, after the agreement signed by the insurance companies, there is going to be 1 year waiting period for the system to run. The components of the direct settlement system, first, the agreement. We have prepared the agreement. This is the protocol sent to all the insurance companies in Turkey, and we will see whether they are agree with the rules or not. The rules define all the details of the system, how to calculation will work, how the settlement is done, what's the amount deposited in the clearinghouse, etc. The system will work only for the accidents. We'll have an accident report because we need to know who is responsible. If only one party is claimant, then it will not work. We will start with material damage only. In Turkey, on the bodily part, insurance companies only pay for the permanent disablement and death. All the hospitalization costs are settled, compensated by the social security system. At the moment, 10% of the MTPL premium is transferred to the social security system, and all the hospitalization costs are paid by the government. Therefore, the system will start with material damage only. Then maybe we will consider to add diminish in the car value. But at the moment, it will start with material damage only. The information in the Insurance Information Center is not very complicated. Somehow, some of the insurance companies sent their claim, including the cost for the experts, surveyors, etc. And some insurance companies differentiated material damage and the payment to the surveyor. Therefore, we will start with material damage, including all the costs. Then later on, we will find two ways. We will decide later. Material damage, diminish in the car value. At the moment, we don't have enough statistics to calculate the average for the diminish in the car value. Therefore, when we start to implement the system, diminish in the car value will not be covered by the direct settlement system. Average claim will be calculated by a formula. We are going to have 4 average claim depending on the threshold of the claim. And the formula is going to be kept secret. This is maybe one of the most critical issue of the direct settlement system. If the formula is known by the insurance companies, then there is going to be a possibility of fraud. Because the insurance company knows the formula, at the end of the month, they will somehow, of course not exactly calculate, but somehow estimate the average claim. And if they know the formula, if they can estimate the average claim, then there is possibility of fraud. When we are calculating the average claim, we are consider only the closed claim files. 100% of the claim should be paid. There should be no doubt about the claim. When the claim is closed, let's say that the insurer will apply for the value-added tax later. It will not be consideration of the direct settlement system. Insurance company who pay the secondary claim like value-added tax will not reimburse from this system. If we let them open the file and ask additional claim, since they already know the closed monthly average, there is going to be a possibility of fraud. Therefore, we will not let secondary payment. If there is going to be a secondary payment, insurance company will pay and should not ask the reimbursement according to the average claim. Clearing room will calculate the average claim and will make the compensation at the end of the month according to these calculations. What are the advantages and disadvantages of this system? First of all, we are expecting improve in the customer satisfaction. Since the customer will apply to his own insurance company, will have a better service. Maybe he will reject the part is going to be repaired, it's going to be changed. Now, only focus is about decrease in the cost. Now, the first priority of the insurance company will be customer satisfaction. On the insurance company's side, there are going to be two disadvantages. First of all, according to Turkish regulation, this system will create additional taxation. On the existing model, let's say that you have a 1,000 Turkish liras claim. You will ask the fault driver's insurance company 1,000 claim, and you will receive 1,000. You paid to the body shop 1,000, you receive 1,000. There is no gain and no profit and no tax. Let's say that the average is 1,200 Turkish liras. You pay to the body shop 1,000, you receive 1,200 according to the average. Now you have a 200 Turkish liras profit. You are going to pay the tax. That's one of the disadvantages in the Turkish system. Since the behavior of the client, behavior of the agencies and insurance companies will change in the system, we are expecting increase in the cost. According to current statistics, the repair and change of the parts quite different in motor own damage policy and motor TPL policy. As you might guess, the repair is higher percentage in MTPL and change in parts has much different percentage in motor own damage. We are expecting that the ratio of the change in the parts will be like motor own damage in the MTPL when the direct settlement system is going to be implemented. So the cost will be increased by the settlement, and it's going to be a burden for the insurance companies. What about the insurance industry? We are expecting a change in the public opinion, and that's why, as an association, we are in favor of the direct settlement system. When we look at the different countries, we see that if there is a problem in the MTPL, insurance industry is struggling to grow. If there is a problem in MTPL, then agencies is complaining, clients are complaining, insurance companies, governments, everybody. If there is a problem in your country, if the situation is like that, you should sit back and think what you can do. Is it the solution? We don't know yet. You can, if the insurance companies are not making any profit, you can increase the premium. But then there is going to be increasing complaints from the client. Now in Turkey, MTPL is price sensitive. Clients are choosing their insurance companies according to premium. They are not looking anything else. The only thing which the reason of the decision of the client is premium level. If the premium is cheaper, they will choose the cheapest insurance company. What the insurance companies are doing, they are trying to control their cost. So, clients are not satisfied with the service they receive. In that situation, the perception of the public is like taxation. It's a compulsory policy. They consider it not a policy, not an insurance. They consider, we are talking about public, they consider this policy as a taxation. We want to change that idea. We want to change that opinion. If we will change, if we succeed to change the public opinion, then this policy will not be price sensitive. So even if the cost burden on the insurance companies will increase, insurance companies will have an option to increase their premium. If we will solve the problem in the MTPL, then the public opinion for the insurance will change, and then cross-selling will start. Market penetration in other lines will increase, and we will see a growing market in Turkey. That's why we are in favor of direct settlement system. We don't say that this is the best solution for MTPL, but we believe that this is the best solution for industry. Maybe the results on the MTPL side will not change, but if we succeed to change in public opinion, then we will be successful. What are the details of the agreement? The first one is membership. Board of directors of the association will decide who is going to be a member and who will not. We will receive the applicants. We will look their financial results, their portfolio assessing, and we will accept them or not. Terms and conditions, all the details is defined in the agreement. There is going to be deposit paid to the clearinghouse, which is defined in the agreement. Contact person, how the claim settlement process is going to be proceeded, bank account. Of course, insurance companies will have a right to reject. There is an objection mechanism, and there is going to be a committee who will handle these objections, and board of directors will have a right, board of directors of association will have a right of suspension of the membership. So this system is not governed by the treasury. This system is going to be regulated by the association. In Turkey, we are planning 4 averages, no threshold. Since the liability limit of the MTPL in Turkey on the low side, we don't put any threshold. We don't have good statistics about type of vehicle. When there is an accident, let's say that a bus crashed with a truck, and if the bus is responsible, faulty, then the claim file will be open on the bus, and all the data on the insurance information center is on the bus MTPL policy. So the truck is repaired. The average cost is about truck, but on our statistics, it's shown as a bus. We have an accident report, but it doesn't 100% match this bus crashed with this truck. Therefore, we use 4 different average. Then later on, when we improve these statistics, when the direct settlement system will be enforced, maybe we will change this formula. Then maybe we will calculate the average according to type of vehicle. According to this system, it's quite clear that insurance companies should change their tariff. Let's say that one insurance company is focused on luxury vehicles, and all the cost may be on the 4th category. And the average claim they receive is about more than 10,000 Turkish liras. It's quite clear that in this system, they will lose. So they should somehow change their tariff so that they are going to be a balanced portfolio. Otherwise, in the direct settlement system, they will be affected worstly. Thank you for your listening. I'm ready.